This is for all of you who think sprinting is hard, because it really is. Imagine gasping for air, heart pounding, legs burning. That is sprinting for you. Now imagine if that was life every day, constantly exhausted with barely enough oxygen to keep going. That is what life is becoming for fish in a warming world. The rise in temperature is reducing their ability to get enough oxygen to swim, hunt, and survive. But how do we know this? Meet Nontle, a scientist studying exactly how climate change impacts the fish.
We are looking at how climate change, specifically increases in temperatures and upwelling events, impact the performance of fish. We're looking at the rate of oxygen consumption at specific times at different temperatures.
She measures something called the aerobic scope.
We are able to deduct or get our aerobic scope, which is basically approximation of the available energy budget for fish to perform normal activities.
To measure the aerobic scope, we start by checking how much oxygen the fish uses at rest. Then, we measure it again after making the fish exercise a bit to see how much more oxygen it needs to stay active.
So what we did for my project is that we went and collected fish and put them in the lab and then tried to see their oxygen consumption at different temperatures. We're looking at how much energy are they using up at rest and how much energy are they using up when they're experiencing a stressful activity.
Just like us after a sprint, the fish's oxygen use spikes when it's working harder.
From these results, we'll be able to get the aerobic scope, and from that we'll be able to see how changing temperatures along our coastline or how climate change impacts the performance of fish in their natural environment.
But here's the twist. With warmer waters, fish lose their ability to move as fast or as far, making it harder to escape predators, find food, or reproduce. It's like sprinting with less and less air each time. If the fish can't adapt, we could see declines in fish populations impacting food security, especially in places like Africa, where so many people depend on fish.
Sometimes you find that when temperatures are increasing outside of a species' normal range, you find that the fish or those species will move out of that environment into other places that have temperatures that are suitable for their performance. And when there's no longer fish in that area, the people that benefit from that fish as a source of protein, they themselves are affected because there's no longer fish available for them to sustain their lives and for support their families.
So next time you're out of breath after a sprint, think about our fish friends and their daily struggle for oxygen.
And the results from the study will be able to be applied in other marine environments and other marine organisms so that we can find ways in which we can mitigate the effect of climate change on a global scale.
Even you can be part of making a difference for the continent and for the world at large. If not through science, then plant a tree or dispose your waste correctly. Walk instead of driving, or share this clip so that more people can be on the know. It's the African thing to do.